Hi, continuing today's thought, and today we'll be talking about one of the big news items of the day, that day being the day I'm recording this, the day after I'm recording this, when you're seeing it, I think it will still be news, and the day before I'm recording this. I'm talking, of course, about Joe Biden's pardon of his own son for numerous crimes. I mean, going all the way back to 2014, and not just for the crimes that we know about, but for anything that he might have done, from 2014 until I think December 1 of this year. And, well, there's been so much commentary on that, but what I want to talk about specifically is, as I say in the title to today's vlog, it may be a blessing in disguise. In a way, well, everybody can see what a travesty it is, especially compared to what happened to the January 6th defendants, the people who were involved in the riot at Capitol Hill. Now, there was a person who attacked a police officer. That's one thing, but a lot of people are in jail, still in jail, who did nothing except they happened to be standing inside the Capitol, in which you can go see security tapes. There are a lot of them, you can search them all on YouTube or the internet, you Google them, but that were being let into the building. They didn't break into the building. They were let into the building. They just stood around, and a lot of them are in jail. I think some of them still are waiting for trial. And, well, when Trump, as I'm sure he will, pardons all of these people, or at least the nonviolent ones, I don't want to hear anything about it from Democrats after what Joe Biden just did. And especially, you talk about, Biden is calling it an unfair prosecution. Okay, when did it become unfair? Was it fair all these numerous times that he said he would not pardon his son? And now, I think Karine Jean-Pierre said that, well, he just came to this decision at the last moment. But there are other reports that I have a lot of confidence in, that he had been talking about this as early as June. So, I'm not surprised. In fact, I predicted it. I don't know if I predicted it in a video, but I said after the election, one way or the other, he would pardon Hunter. Either because, well, if he loses, then no reason. It's not going to hurt him. If he had won, then continued to run and had won, then he could pardon Hunter. And what would he's not going to be impeached over that. So that either way, that he would do it. He didn't want to do it before the election, but I was 100% sure that he would do it after the election. I would have been surprised if he didn't. But the blessing in disguise is now Trump can pardon all of these people, which is, you talk about unfair prosecutions, compare what's happening to these January 6th defendants compared to people, say, in the Black Lives Matter riots. There were several of those, caused billions of dollars of damage across the country, and they were just, I don't know if anybody went to prison for that. I think they just got a slap on the wrist and they were let go. But if you're a conservative, well, the rules are different for you. And now we just saw that. Hunter Biden, the rules are different for him too. Walking around free while these January 6th defendants are in jail for 2 years. I lost count. Quite a long time. And, several years they've been in jail. And I don't know if you can see the injustice of that. Well, a liberal probably can't, but now they can't say anything after what Joe Biden just did. He said nobody is above the law. Well, apparently his son is. But there's another, I think Joe may have shot himself in the foot. As I say in the title of this, there may be a blessing in disguise. I just gave you one reason for that. But another reason, and this is the one I really want to talk about, that I think is more important, unless Joe Biden, and people are predicting additional pardons for the rest of the people in his family. Oh, and just throw this in example of unfair treatment. A couple of the more serious tax charges against Hunter Biden, he was never charged because the Justice Department let the statute of limitations expire. on those particular crimes that happened way back in 2014, and this pardon covers anything he would have done all the way back to 2014. So, and the unnamed crimes too. If something is discovered that happened from till about now, back to 2014, Hunter Biden cannot be tried for any of those crimes, and coincidentally, that covers years when Joe Biden was vice president, or covers activities when Joe Biden was vice president, which is part of what this is to get Biden Hunter off the hook, so he doesn't have to to protect Joe. That's the blessing in disguise. I think he shot himself in the foot on this one, because unless, as I said, there are predictions that he would pardon other members of his family, such as his brother, who's also seriously involved in all kinds of corruption, mainly China, and I think. But the point is that unless Biden pardons himself, the problem that the corner he's painted himself into is that unless he pardons himself, well, you know what? I'm just going to read you. I'm putting up a tweet right now. Read along with me. This is from David Friedman. He is which says what I'm going to say. He's thinking the same as I am, basically, because this is one of the first thoughts that came into my head, and he was the ambassador to Israel under Trump in his first term. And I just want I'll just share this tweet with you. I'm not sure that Joe Biden has fully considered the ramifications of his pardon of Hunter. The pardon is extremely broad and covers activities while Joe was vice president. This means that Hunter cannot plead, this is the important part, cannot plead the fifth if asked about his business dealings with Ukraine and China, including his dad's involvement, because with his pardon, he has no risk of criminal jeopardy. What that means, to sum that up, if you didn't get what that means, it means that Hunter, before the pardon, had Joe Biden not pardoned him, Congress, the House had thought of, had considered calling him, well, they did call him in, but at that time, he could just plead the fifth. He'd say, well, I don't want to incriminate myself. I could be charged. But now he has a pardon. He cannot be tried or charged or punished for anything he did. So he has no Fifth Amendment defense now. So Congress can call, and now we have the Republicans in control of not just the House. Before it would have just been in the House, but now the Senate too. They can subpoena Hunter Biden and make him testify about, remember, 10 held for the big guy and Burisma, and getting a prosecutor fired in Ukraine, Shokin, and all the dealings with China. Remember the text message from Hunter, I am sitting right here, I'm sitting next to my father is sitting next to me. If you don't send the money quickly, $5 million, then yada, 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 you will face consequences from my father. And, well, he has to testify truthfully about that, about all these things if he's subpoenaed. So you're not going to, I would not want to put Joe Biden in jail anyways, even though that's exactly what the Democrats have been trying, including Joe Biden, had been trying to do to Trump, to put him in jail for 700 years or whatever it was, with all the things he's charged with. But I would not be vengeful. I would not do that. I would not support it. And I don't think Trump would support putting Joe Biden in jail, or prosecuting him. But the American public, we have a right to know everything that happened, everything that he did. And after what Biden just did, pardoning Hunter, there's no doubt, it's funny to see these liberals now saying, well, he would never pardon his son. He's not like Trump. He would never be so corrupt. Now he's done it. You see them, they're backtracking now, and they're trying to rationalize that he was right to do it. And that's funny to see. But if Hunter has to testify, at least we would all know what was done. And after we now see, there's no doubt the kind of craven person, possibly criminal, that Joe Biden is, but definitely corrupt and definitely a grifter. So I want to see his name dragged through the mud, the Biden name. I want to see them besmirch, that whole family. Let's say that's going to be, I want that to be his legacy. And people talk about how wonderful Joe Biden was, and, you know, Scranton Joe, Uncle Joe, always for the little guy. Well, little guys don't get $5 million from China. So I am hoping, praying that Congress will call Hunter Biden and compel him to testify. And remember this, if you're watching this, Hunter Biden, you have to remember this: the pardon covers anything that he has done. It doesn't cover anything. You can't pardon somebody who has done nothing. You can't, like, give Gene Schwimmer, that's me, say, the president, I pardon Gene Schwimmer for anything that he might do in the future. I can go out, you know, and rob Fort Knox or whatever, and not be. You can't pardon somebody prospectively for whatever they might do. So he's not protected if, number one, if he fails to show up, if he refuses to testify, that's contempt of Congress, and he can be charged with that, and he can be prosecuted for that. He has no Fifth Amendment protection for that. And the second one is perjury. If he does testify and if he lies, then he can be prosecuted for perjury. That is a federal felony, to lie to Congress. So again, I'll just wind this up, that if you're a congressman, or if you know one, or write to your congressman, make Hunter testify. And you can be sure that at least Fox News or Newsmax, you can be sure that somebody will broadcast that, so the whole world actually can see it, and leave no doubt about what kind of person Biden is, and Joe Biden and Hunter Biden, but Joe Biden, and because Hunter will have to testify truthfully about everything that he did too. So we will know the Biden crime family. That's what they've been calling. We will have the Biden crime family exposed for the whole world. I'm reserving my popcorn order just in case, and I hope it happens. And that's it. And I hope you subscribe to this channel. That would really be great. Those are my thoughts. Happy to hear your thoughts. If you want to put them in the comment section below the video. Share this video with anyone you think would benefit from it. But most of all, come back, see me again. I would love to see all of you again. And until I do see all of you again, bye.